Yeah, I mean it's playoffs. There's going to be big swings, just from one game, one goal. That's what playoffs is like, and you just got to be able to control your emotions and work on parts of the game that we need to work on, and we went over it and take the good stuff because we did a lot of good things last night. So you just kind of go through it day by day.
Left side, Tom.
You did get 4 goals last night, which is pretty good, but like your coach said last night, some of your best scoring chances ended up on shin pads or wide of the net. Is there something, I think you had 42 shot attempts or blocked. Is there something you do better there as far as maybe taking advantage of some of your better scoring chances?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have to get more pucks on net. They've done a great job of blocking a lot of pucks, but we can still do a better job of getting more traffic to the net, more of our bodies to the net, and then it's just a matter of bearing down on opportunities after that.
Right side, second row.
You guys were able to get the split in New York. How important is it for tomorrow? I mean, it's not an elimination game or anything like that, but is it a must-win game for the Panthers tomorrow?
I mean, it's a big game. It's crucial. We know how important this game is. We're going to be prepared for it, but I think in the playoffs every game feels like a must-win game. So we're just going to treat it as the same as we've been treating all the other games. But it's definitely a big one for us.
Left side, third row.
You talk about just getting bodies to the net and putting pucks on net and being challenging in that way. This team, maybe better than most, can sort of toe that line between being physical and finesse, and there's a good balance there. What do you think the key is there for you guys?
With regards to
just being a physical presence, but also without crossing the line.
Yeah, I mean it's a fine line. Obviously, there's in the playoffs, you're trying to be as physical as possible. It's we're prepared to make this a hard series for 7 games. That was our mindset right from the beginning. So definitely there's a line, and you're trying your best to not cross that line and toe the edge for the whole series. So I think we've done a pretty good job of that, but we can always improve on that as well.
Second row in the center.
2 questions for you. One on the Trouba elbow. I mean, were you surprised that was downgraded to a 2 when you look back on it on replay?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would have been a 5, but I mean, it's discretionary. I mean, it's what. I mean, everyone has their opinions on it, their different views on it. So, I mean, I thought it would have been, but obviously it wasn't. So that's the way it goes.
And can I just ask you on the last goal? I mean, you guys played so well in your D zone for most of the night. On that goal, like, how much have you looked at it since, and where do you think the breakdowns occurred for Venberg to wind up all alone in front of the net?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously we know what happened there. There's a couple things, but I can take responsibility in not blocking that puck as well at the point. So I'm not going to go over that, but we know our responsibilities and what we need to fix. So no issues there.
Left side, second row.
Paul mentioned last night during his press conference, basically saying he wanted you guys to kind of, I think he said, like, keep that growl, like, sit with the emotions of this game and use that. How do you balance using the emotions, of a disappointing loss versus, like, being too wrapped up in the emotions?
Yeah, I mean, I think you sit on it a little bit last night. Obviously, it stung, but you wake up today. It's a new day, another opportunity tomorrow, and that's really the only way that you can go about it. So I think we did a good job. Everyone's in good spirits today. So that's how our focus is.
Take 2 more questions on the right side.
Looking at the goaltending situation in New York, how tough is it to beat a guy like Shesterkin? I mean, you guys did get 4 on him yesterday, but it seemed like it's been heavy sledding against this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good goalie. He's one of the top goalies in the league for a reason. So it's going to be a challenge, and we know we need to get more pucks in the net, more traffic to the net, and that's how we're gonna find success.
Last one, third row.
I know you mentioned everyone in the room is in good spirits. How much more difficult is that in the playoffs with the pressure ratcheted up a little bit after a frustrating loss where you guys know you played well?
Yeah, it's not too difficult. I mean, you wake up, the sun is shining, everything's good here, so yeah, it's not too difficult.
Thank you for your time, Sam.
Thanks, guys.
The power play thus far.
I feel like more playing with the 5-on-5 mindset and pressure them hard on the loose pucks and just takes what given. Sometimes it's not a nice set play. You have to get a pucks to the net, and it gave us results.
Right side, second row.
Glad you guys had a lot of shot attempts throughout the entire series, but having a lot blocked, a lot missed. Just the balance of the high shot volume and also doing what you can to make sure that you are getting it to the net and challenging Igor.
Yeah, I think you have to get a puck to the net, but also you're gonna go to the hard areas more. Have to stay in front of him and make it hard for him to make a saves. And I feel like the more you go to the net front area, the more chances you have to create a rebound or create a scoring chance.
Right side.
I know you played with him last year, you know him from previous, but how hard is it to beat him? I mean, how good a goalie is Shesterkin? I mean, because from us looking down, he looks pretty good.
Obviously, you know what kind of goalie he is, but what I mentioned before, for a good goalies, you have to create traffic, make their life harder, and just get a pucks to the net. And sometimes, clean shots doesn't go in. That's why you need to have people in front of him to, create that first and second layer to make it harder.
Left side, third row.
And sort of on that note of creating traffic in front of him, you guys have really balanced, physicality with finesse and skill throughout the postseason. What's the key there in just, continuing to play your game, but just, not being afraid to get in an opponent's face as well?
You just have to trust the process, just try to wear them down and follow the plan. Sometimes you can score right away, you just have to be patient and, like I said, stay on your plan.
Left side, second row.
Hey, Lev, how you felt for yourself individually the opportunities have been before the series? Your coach said basically, I'm just not worried about his production. Just one big goal this series from Vlad, from you. Have you felt like it's been going for you as far as?
Yeah, obviously, have to find the ways to play better and contribute. It goes to the previous question: just stay on the plan. Keep working hard and believe it's coming. But we play as a team, and coaches will have a plan for us before each game, and we just all have to stay in it.
In the center, Mike.
Vlad, you've gone on obviously long playoff runs before. I mean, when in the regular season when you dominate a game, it's easy to move on. So, if we play 82 games like that, we're going to win, our share. How hard is it in the playoffs to put last night behind you when you know that you probably deserve better? Like, what is the mood around here today, and is it easy to sort of put that away and get ready for tomorrow?
I mean, it's a good mood today. We have a good group of guys, confident in ourselves. But things change fast in the playoffs, and you need to have some time to learn how to move on. But I think it's mostly the one-game mindset. You just learn from that game and get ready for tomorrow.
Left side, second row.
Shesterkin's obviously, a top goalie in the league, and you guys have been facing top goalies all throughout the playoffs. So to be able to, even though you guys lost last night, to be able to put 4 past him, does that give you guys more confidence?
I mean, like you said, it was last night. We have to learn from it, use what we did before to give us success, to score goals, and even do it more.
There are no more questions. Thank you for your time, Vlad.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, as you have a chance to even the series.
We're very excited for the challenge. I think we did a lot of good things. I think we big stretch of that game. I think we played just how we wanted, and we created a lot. I feel like we had a lot of chances. We're not too happy about the 5 goals we let in, though.
After the game ended last night, it looked like a couple guys had some words for Rempe. I don't know who. But how do you keep a guy like him, a guy who's kind of like an instigator, out of your heads and not let him affect how you guys play?
You know, to be honest, I don't really focus on him. Like, I don't think anyone does. So, you know, we just want to win next game. That's all we focus about.
Left side, second row, Tom.
The question about Ekman Larsson, who you played with at the start of the season. Just how important was he coming into this team, and how has he been as a contributor, as he kind of maybe had to have his role reduced after guys came back from injury?
No, he's been unreal for us. You know, like you said, I played with him early, and he played a big run the first PP unit, and you know he was great. So still, him and Cool has been unreal for us. So yeah.
Go ahead, George, on the right side.
Can you go through your game-tying goal last night? It seems like Shesterkin is so hard to beat in that snapshot here. You look like. Could you believe that you got that through?
I mean, he came out pretty far. I just saw an opening, to be honest, and just try to get over his shoulder and glove there. So that's what I try to do. He usually attacks pretty well, so trying to get it by him.
In the emotion of it, so you were pretty fired up to tie it
Yeah,
up.
for sure. No, it was a big goal. You know, I think we got the crowd with us and got a good roll going there. So that was very exciting.
Take a couple more for Gus on the left side, Corey.
Coach mentioned just before, he said you guys were joking in the room saying if you keep it up, you're going to lead the team in scoring throughout the playoffs. How has your development kind of gone, let's say, this season? You know, he mentioned you've had to switch team partners. Has your game changed at all, and how do you feel about it from your standpoint?
I don't think it's changed too much, to be honest. I'm still trying to, you know, have a good gap, shut the other opponents down. You know, it's always fun to contribute a little bit with goals and assists and stuff like that, but mainly I'm still focusing on defense.
Last question, back left, Kristen.
I'm just wondering, how do you think this team does such a good job of being able to be physical, getting guys to the front of the net without crossing that line and putting yourselves in penalty trouble and things like that?
No, I think you got to play a little bit on the line, and I think we've been very good and successful being on the right side of it this year. I think it punished us a little bit last year. It took a little too many penalties, but I think this year for sure we've been more good with that.
Thank you for your time, Gus.
Thank you.
Series right now, obviously down 2-1, but I'm sure you like the way you played last game.
Yeah, obviously not the situation. Well, 2-1 down. I think we still like our game a lot. There's a lot of good, and I think a lot of small things we can fix.
It's mentally, like, I know it's common to just say move on, but when you dominate a game the way that you did yesterday and don't get the victory in the playoffs, I mean, that's easy to say in the regular season. How hard is that, and what is the mood around here today?
Yeah, obviously it stings a little bit, especially the comeback we made in the third and just battling hard. I think we're still in a really good mood today. We're confident in our game and just do it tomorrow again.
On the right side, George.
In that vein, Paul Maurice said last night that he doesn't want you guys to forget this one, to kind of, you know, have that sour taste. Do you feel that a little bit, or like you said, or is just everybody feeling all right about things?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, it's staying a little bit, but it's still a long series. We're ready to play 7 games and ready to wear their D's down and just work hard.
Third row, Corey.
Is that day after feeling after a game like this, is it any different waking up in the morning in the playoffs than a similar situation like that in the regular season where you feel like you dominated but didn't get the result?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty similar, to be honest. Just playoffs, there's a lot of emotions. I think it's not that big of a difference, but still.
Right side, Jordan.
Yeah, so you guys have had a lot of shot attempts, but a lot of fun either getting blocked, getting missed. Just the importance of being able to attack the net, especially with a goalie like Igor Shesterkin, being able to do what you can to make sure you guys are challenging him.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have all the chances we needed, but like we actually talked this morning, we have to go to the net with the purpose, get the goalie's ice, and I think we did that in the first 2 rounds too. That's like the key point for our game.
Take one more question, left side, second row.
You guys did a very good job basically keeping the Rangers off balance. You guys had way more shot attempts than they did. Just what was working from the whole team on the defensive front?
Yeah, I mean, I think just keeping tight D zone, but I think still we made a few mistakes that they scored on. Just have to play defense first and then get offense from there.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You know, you got a spectrum, right? Leadership is spread across the whole group. I don't know where it starts necessarily, but our trainers come in a good mood every day. And why wouldn't they, right? Like, they're a great bunch of guys. Whether we win or we lose, it shouldn't be on your trainer's face, right? They're ready to roll. So people come in a good mood. The players know what they're going to face today. We're going to handle the day. We're going to look at the things that we need to deal with, but it's for the simple reason to get better and give ourselves a better chance to win a game tomorrow. And we want to make sure that by the time they walk out of this room, their day's been handled. We know the things they have to do in the weight room, all the other things they're required to do. And by the time they leave this room with the coaches, the game's been talked about, the plan's been set. We look forward to it for the next day.
Right side, second row.
Coach, basically after every game you've mentioned that a lot of the best opportunities maybe aren't getting to the net. Just the balance between high shot volume and being able to have some consistent challenging on Igor.
In general, I don't know if this is going to end up being true, but I've never considered us a high shot volume team, except we shoot a lot of pucks. Like, we've been the top 2 or 3 teams in the league, pucks to the net. Yesterday has to be an aberration around the National Hockey League year at 108 to 44 in shot attempts. I wouldn't see that regular season, let alone a game like last night. So shooting less is a nice idea from a studio, and sometimes on a line. So you get 3 guys on your bench, say, hey, maybe we can hold on to that one and try to change sides and stuff. But at no point would our game plan be, hey, let's shoot fewer pucks for better opportunities, because what we're trying to create is certainly goals, but we scored 4. We scored 3 in game 1, 4 in game 3. That's enough goals. We had to defend. I don't think that we gave up a whole hell of a lot. When you give up 44 and 23 get to your net, you're not under siege. So it is what it is. We lost the game. We have a pretty good idea where I think we can be marginally better with the puck. I say marginally because I think we can make slight improvements with it, but we were pretty good with the puck.
Right side, George.
I have a 2-part for you.
Of course you do.
Thank you. When we talked just before the Lightning series, you said you didn't have to say anything to the guys. They're ready. I mean, this is the eve of the playoffs. We're ready. How much are you going to have to say tomorrow?
No, I got it all done today. I got. As long as they know how you feel, they know how you're walking in the room tomorrow. Words won't be important. It'll be emotion and mood, but there's nobody in there not fired up, ready to go. I mean, I guarantee you that every single conference final has been 2-1 at some point. Every single one that's ever been played. So we're no different than half the other conference finals in the history of the game.
And looking back at Wenberg's, the game-winning goal there, how much do you have to show that on video? It seemed like there was a couple breakdowns that just don't usually happen.
Yeah, it's one. Just, we dealt with it.
Is it Rodriguez or?
No, I'm not giving you. I'm not serving anybody up on that. The teams play one of 2 ways. They either run a switch off with their center or don't. Those are pretty much the only 2, and then that will change on whether there's overloads or they teed up top. But we got a plan. It's very similar to New York's.
Paul, I know last night you didn't want to play player safety and everything, but Trouba was fine today. I guess
take the hat, pass it around.
Yeah.
Poor lad, poor Jake. Won't be able to eat.
I guess like looking back on it, like
it won't matter how well you craft this.
Okay.
It's just
all right. How about this? How would it have
not biting it?
Yeah. How would it have changed if it would have been a 7-minute power play there, 5-on-4? And also, is Rodriguez still okay today?
Roddy looks good. It would have been 3 more minutes. And they would have started with the 5.
Left side, third row, Kristen.
Paul, you don't want the team to just flush what happened yesterday, use the term, have a little growl a little bit after
Yeah.
that. What do you want that to look like tomorrow when the guys are on the ice?
It wouldn't necessarily be a manifestation of that growl and that we need to hit more. I mean, we're physical enough. There wasn't that. We spent a lot of time in there, and we need to be able to get to the net. Sometimes you're just looking for a certain attitude. That's all. Just come to the net and we'll flush that one. Why would we flush that one? We put up 108, gave up 44. Where can we get better? Where can we turn that into a win? So coming to the rink today determined to find answers, to deal exactly with the whole thing, to take a look at it and say, all right, make us better, make us a half inch better, an inch better for tomorrow night's game. That's kind of what the coach's job is. Make them walk out of the room certain, right, this is how we're playing tomorrow. It's like growl, just, there's nothing casual, but I'm light and easy with all of you, and why wouldn't I be? None of you have played poorly yesterday. I haven't really read much of what you read, so don't take that personal either. It's a time thing. But we would be wired and ready to go in that room. The intensity level would be pretty high. I just want to make sure it's certain when they come to the rink about what we're doing.
One more for Coach.
You spoke the other day about Ekman Larson.
That can't be held against me. Yeah, I've been doing this for 30 years. You pull something out from...
No, I'm not even going to ask about him.
Sweet.
Different Swedish guy, though.
Oh.
His role kind of needing to recede when your decor got healthier, Ekman Larson, I'm saying. For Forsling, look what he's done with an elevated role earlier in the season, and he's kind of taken that and really flourished throughout the season and now the playoffs. How important was that earlier part of the season and having that bigger role into his development now?
So there wouldn't be a major shift in terms of his minutes, but partner it would have been, right? He and Aaron Ekblad played the entire year together last year for the first time. He had played with Radko Gudas the year prior. So then he gets moved up into the 1-2 hole with Aaron Ekblad, plays against the other team's best, does really well, and then Aaron's out and Oliver comes in. But Oliver's a veteran player, so they just make adjustments. He's a left-handed shot, so that's an adjustment, how you move the puck across the ice, where you have to support a lefty, puck's coming into the middle. If he gets jammed on the wall in the offensive zone, so he's just a real smart guy, makes those adjustments. I think, I never felt Gustav was ever underconfident. There's no arrogance in the man, but he wasn't, for a guy that had to kind of scratch and claw, got wavered, healthy scratch to the 1-2 hole. There might be some doubt sometimes in there. I just never really saw it from him because all you look at is the process that he's going through. Just, God, he works so hard every day. He was just getting better and better. So I don't think the opportunity to take on a bigger role because he was playing with a different partner changed his personality. I think you're just seeing the natural ascension of a man that has done absolutely everything he can do to max himself out. Where he gets to, I'm not sure. The joke was if he keeps it going, he's going to be leading our team in scoring here by the end of this thing, and we won't hold him back. He cracks that bar off that rush, and that's a guy who's confident in shooting the puck. He scored some big goals, almost series-winning goals, tying goals last night, so he's feeling it when it's on his stick.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
Why do I gotta stay?